but it's still going to be a super, super good fight. So make sure everyone pull up Anaheim, California, Ticketmaster.com. Be there, baby.
I was going to say that, do you think this is the toughest opponent? Obviously, he's still a guy who was, he's not all that old. He's got a ton of fights. He's got, I think, 61 pro fights. Think this is the toughest challenge for you if you take everything into consideration?
Yeah, taking everything into consideration and how hard he's training behind the scenes, people saying that this is the most serious he's ever taken a fight, and the fact that he's a former world champion, 30 something knockouts, and I think he wants to put Mexico on his back and represent, and he doesn't want to lose to a guy like me because he knows that's going to hurt his legacy that he's built for himself.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jake, if you see video of him, it looks like he's training hard. I think if there's one criticism, obviously, as you know, of his that people have always said is that, hey, he doesn't train hard, doesn't work as hard as he should, but he's a guy with a lot of talent. But if he is working hard and he does still have that talent, obviously, that could make for a dangerous opponent, couldn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And that's what I bring out of my opponents. Even when I fly sparring partners in, they go harder than they normally do with other guys because they want to prove a point because it's me. They don't want to get
Right.
beat up by a guy who's only been doing this for 5 years or so. So they always bring their A game, and that's why I'm always at my best as well because I have to bring my A game every time.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you actually get the best of your opponents because whether it's right, your background or you've not been in the sport that long, people don't want to lose to you, right? And because of
Exactly.
that, they work hard.
Yeah, and it's their biggest payday,
Yeah.
most of the time. So they're motivated by a lot of things, not losing money, the all the hype around it, the press, the media. So everyone always wants to beat me.
How about coming off of the Tyson fight and literally fighting in front of 108 million people? That's the biggest audience ever. How about coming off of what was just a massive event? And obviously, this is a little bit of a different setup. It's not on Netflix, but just how about coming off of what was the most watched fight in the history of this sport?
Yeah, it's surreal. It's honestly hilarious to me, but you know, like me and Mike are the two most followed boxers in the sport. So it makes sense, and it was such a surreal moment. I believe there's going to be more massive fights to come on Netflix. So stay tuned for some things there. But yeah, this is my main goal is to become world champion. So doing all the big fights like that is awesome. But